thought we had something special, not ride or die. Who could have known it was all a lie? You had a secret life that you hid from me. Now I'm left wondering why I didn't see. You don't even know, I know that I'm well aware. Though for a narcissist you probably don't care. It's not a question of if, it's a matter of when. When I'm gonna pull the plug and say it's the end. You've overstayed, you had me played, it's time to go. I fell for it, the silly shit, your one-man show. For all my rage, for all the tears, I never felt worse. The words I want to say to you, I'll say them in verse. Take the knife from off my heart and your form from off my floor. Get away from me, I wanna see you nevermore. How long did you do it? How many more were there? And how much of your precious time did you share? I'm sure you made quite the life, taking all you can. Never living an honest day, I fell for your scam. Seems I was your sugar daddy, but the sugar's turned to spice. You've made an enemy of me, my heart's as cold as you've overstayed, you had me played, it's time to go. I fell for it, the silly shit, your one-man show. For all my rage, for all the tears, I never felt worse. The words I want to say to you, I'll say them in verse. Take the knife from off my heart and your form from off my floor. Get away from me, I wanna see you nevermore. For so long I don't like to fight, but I can't do it no more. Time to set things alight. I've been too sad, you've made me mad. It's all over, the road to hell has been paved. It's time to motor. You've overstayed, you had me played. Time to go. I fell for it, the silly shit, your one-man show. For all my rage, for all the tears, I never felt worse. The words I want to say to you, I'll say them in verse. Take the knife from off my heart and your form from off my floor. Get the hell away from me, I wanna see you nevermore. You underestimated me, you were mistaken. I won't stick around while my heart is breaking. I've shed enough tears, you won't see me cry. You won't see me again, this raven's gotta fly nevermore. I'll make every excuse not to go. I'm full of feelings I don't want to show. Today I'm sick, or I have somewhere to be. I'll say anything, it makes no difference to me. I don't have it in me today to shine. I'm low, my batteries are in decline. Not sure how often I could be washing my hair. Even if you spot the lie, I really don't care. I wanna keep quiet, I want to isolate. Keep someone around, I'll just hide, I can't wait. You can try to change me, it won't work. More and I'll go berserk. Another thing and my energy's exerted. Don't blame me for being introverted. You see my energy one day and full of belief. Daily you feel some relief.
Alrighty, we are back again. For anyone that is watching back, you may have noticed that this is now my second stream within the space of however many hours it's been. I had a awesome few hours streaming with Eva and our friend Hallie. And we played Fortnite, which was really good fun. Definitely can't wait to do that again, because it was that awesome. But I had to jump off at about 10 p.m. my time, because there was a D&D group session that I needed to attend. I've just recently joined a new campaign on Friday nights, for a couple of hours, so that's now well and truly done. And I'm still in the mood to play games, so I decided what better way to continue the fun than just play a little bit of Pokemon Legends Arceus, or Arceus, however people want to say it. I've probably butchered the way to say it, but that is totally fine. But yeah, so I just thought, let's play a little bit. I started a new gameplay yesterday on my Switch 2, because I haven't yet had this on my Switch 2 played, so I thought, great way to kind of get into the swing. And I just realized I want to update my Pokemon, because I do actually have images for each, because, you know, it wouldn't be one of my streams if I didn't have Pokemon. So we're going to go PLA_01, because we're going to call it Pokemon Legends Arceus as each picture. And we're going to bring in, where are we? Desktop, pictures, Pokemon. So our first Pokemon is a Cyndaquil, which is that one. And awesomely, he's not too big, so I might be able to fit all 6 of them with any luck. Alright, so that's that one. Oops, probably need to put it under there, don't I? Okay. So then we're going to add in our second Pokemon, which, if I just check my bank quickly, or my, whatever we're calling it. Alright, so my next one is a Starly. So add a new source, call it PLA2. Browse, and the Pokemon is a Starly, which is a different generation. I'm so glad the pictures are like perfectly shaped. It just works very well. Beautiful. So that's PLA2. And then we're going to add in another picture. Call it PLA3. This is just first time setup stuff. The next one is a Wurmple. I've got a couple of Wurmples, but that's alright. We're hoping to evolve them into their counterparts, which would be a Dustox and a Beautifly accordingly. But for now, they are simply Wurmple. Alright. So our beautiful friend sits there. Yeah, I definitely think we're going to be able to get all of them. That's going to be great. Alright. New source. Image. Add source. PLA4. Got a Shinx for now. There's probably going to be a lot of refreshing, but that's alright. For now, that's not a problem. Shinx, there we are. Beautiful boy. Okay. The pictures look like they're... Oh, that would be why. I was going to say the pictures almost look like they're not... sorted properly, but that was why, because he wasn't in the right spot. Let's just move some of these around. There we go. Alright, 2 more, and then we're done. And for anyone that is watching this back, thank you first of all. It's always nice to find out people have been watching content. Hopefully you've... got an interest in Pokemon, because this always helps when watching someone playing it back. But if you don't, and this is new to you, that's actually fine. This is actually a really fun game to play as a cozy game if people are just wanting to play something that's got like monsters and stuff, but they might not necessarily know much about Pokemon, because it's kind of like it is in its own kind of world. But like, it's set up in such a way that you don't actually really need to be a Pokemon expert to really get it. which I quite like because don't get me wrong, I love a Pokemon game that doesn't explain a lot because I'm familiar with the franchise, but not everybody is, and so it's just nice that there's a little bit of a opportunity for people to learn. All right, I think that's actually good enough. Good is good enough in this instance. All right, now we can actually play a little bit. Now, the way this works, and again, I shouldn't start introducing a topic and then start drinking water. I should probably drink the water first. Give me that second. Okay. So the way this game is set, and for those that don't know, for those that do know, you're going to hear a summary of what you already know. So what happens is your character is from an unknown Pokemon region, so it's not explained. Depending on whether you pick a male or a female character, because they are the two choices, your character is wearing a particular t-shirt design from a specific region. So if you pick the male character, his t-shirt is representing the, I think it was the Kalos region. No, it was I think it's the Unova region, which is Generation 5. And if your character is the girl, like I've picked, their t-shirt resembles what I believe to be the Alola region, which is Generation 7. So the Unova region was kind of based on America, if memory serves. It's been a long time for me. I haven't played it for a while. And the Alola region is based on Hawaii specifically, so it's a very Hawaiian Pacific style set. So yeah, your character on either male or female, whatever their t-shirt is, they're in a very modern looking setting. And they end up through some circumstance. I can't remember if it's explained very much. I think it's just kind of inferred that you're brought to the past. So some ancient godlike Pokemon calls upon you to help with a mission. And yeah, you end up basically falling into some like wormhole rift sort of thing, and hang on, let me just think of the name for this character. Call him Barbecue. Yeah, and so you end up in this like wormhole of sorts, and it effectively transports you here. And it's set in the past of a known region called the Sinnoh region, which was our Generation 4 in the games, which is the location for Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. And so, yeah, your character knows about Pokemon. Well, you can say that you know about Pokemon, but you don't know where you are now. And it's actually called the Hisui region. So they've given it a new name as the past of the Sinnoh region. Oh, Pumpkin. Thank goodness I'm not doing a Nuzlocke run. Hey. And yeah, and you bump into the current region, the equivalent of their Pokemon professor. His name is Professor Lavington, and his mission is to basically create the world's first Pokedex. And he's given it the name Pokedex as well, which I found quite funny actually. Because back in the old Pokemon Red and Blue days, you thought that Professor Oak was the original namer of the Pokedex. And and you end up basically getting recruited into this group called the Survey Corps. They're basically a group of humans that are self-tasked with discovering the benefits and secrets of Pokemon, and they do missions. Um, because this is a world where Pokemon, they're not necessarily new to the humans, I don't think, but it's only just become obvious to the humans that they can work with Pokemon to, satisfy certain achievements or goals. Um, and they just recently come into discovery of how to capture them to keep them as pets or whatever, for like what you do for Pokemon. Um, they've created a ball that can capture it. So it's the very first, well, it's reportedly the very first iteration of a Pokeball, and we have them here. So, it's highly, strongly suggested that this is the region that started it all, based on the fact that we go back in time. And so, yeah, your character gets, because you don't have anywhere to go, you don't really know what's going on. You basically don't have a choice. You just basically join this Survey Corps. And this is actually my very first mission that I'm on. So when I play this, I've played this on a couple of playthroughs. I use this time before I start really completing missions to basically just catch a whole bunch of Pokemon. Because this game, unlike a standard Pokemon game, which is just, here's a Pokedex, here's some Pokeballs, go catch Pokemon. This one is very much about... Oh, okay, he ran away. This one is, yes, it's about filling a Pokedex, but it's also about each Pokemon in the Pokedex having set different conditions that you've got to try to discover. So, for example, if I just go into my Pokedex... So each Pokemon, once you've caught it, and I don't think I've gotten to that point yet, because you have to do like research and stuff. But basically, each Pokemon, once you start doing the research, oh, here we go. So once you start doing the capturing the Pokemon, you actually have these different research tasks. So each Pokemon has its own different set. Some of them are the same, but most of them will be slightly different. So even from the evolution, so like Cyndaquil to Quilava to Typhlosion, from first, second, and third stages, the rules will change, like what you've got to satisfy. So in this instance, I've got to use Ember, Quick Attack, his standard attacks, and I've got to evolve it at some point. And then once you finish, I think it's a combination of 10. Either way, I'll find out when I get there, because I haven't played this for such a long time. Because I pretty much completed it on one character. Oh, I didn't finish the entire encyclopedia, but I did most of it. But I did get all the Pokemon, and I did evolve them all and have like a living deck, so one of everyone. But I never finished the actual encyclopedia quests, so that's my goal for this one. Because I want to see how better, if this does run any better being on a Switch 2. It may not, it might just be the same. But it would be really cool to see if there's like... I don't think there's more Pokemon spawns. I think because, like, unlike Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, for those that are aware of the differences on Switch 2, I think in that instance it was very clear that it was designed for a more high performance device, whereas with these games and the other Pokemon games that are out on Switch, I feel like they were just designed for the capability of a standard Switch, so they weren't... You're not going to get a massive boost to the performance because the game wasn't set for that. So, and I can tell that's the case because the Pokemon battles, for example, don't feel like they've been sped up at a higher performance. Whereas with the Pokemon Scarlet battles, it just feels very much like it's been like sped up a little bit in some cases, and that's purely just going to be because it's like improved, like what you can do has been improved and stuff. How pretty is it though? The graphics are so good. I really like this old cell shading style. And the one thing about this game is there's instances where there are Pokemon who are overpowered, is probably the best way to describe it. Um, they're like kind of like Titan Pokemon. I can't remember what the term is for them, but basically it's not ineffective. Um, they're kind of like supersized Pokemon and Omega. I think that, yeah, the Omega Pokemon. But there's a series of Omega Pokemon that are like they have extra power or something, and you've got to kind of knock them out. It's kind of like a challenge mode, which is good fun. But there's just so much you can do. Like, do I have heals? What about if if I use that on him, maybe. Oh, that's right. They give you this random dust that you can improve your that can improve your stats, which is pretty cool, up to a certain point. I was hoping to get an Eevee this round, but it doesn't seem to want to give me an Eevee, which is okay. And yeah, this game was really cool because they introduced, which I was hoping that they were going to introduce for Scarlet and Violet as well. Oh, Jesus. But I guess because of the fact that it depends on, I guess, when it was created, who created them, because there's obviously different different studios behind certain games. But it might be that this was already in development when Scarlet and Violet were. I don't know. Because Scarlet and Violet aren't the first games on Switch. That was Sword and Shield. So, either way, I feel like this came before Scarlet and Violet. But this game introduced, because that was what I was trying to get onto, this game has introduced a method where you can battle Pokemon like normal, and you can either run into the Pokemon, or you could throw a Pokeball of one of your Pokemon at it, or you can actually catch the Pokemon independently in the open world just by throwing a Pokeball at it. It obviously depends if that Pokemon wants to be caught, like he's willing to be caught, because some of them get a bit aggressive and won't be allowed. But the fun part about it is, quite a lot of your Pokemon captures could actually be like it was intended in the cartoons and stuff. So you don't have to enter combat. But in some cases, the Pokemon get aggressive and you have to. Oh, why is that level 2? I don't really like that it's level 2. I feel like I'm going to kill it right away. Oh. Apparently a quick attack is not that strong against a Weasel. That's interesting. I might catch a level 2 of it, because, like, the way I see it... Oh, excuse me. The way I see it... it's going to get levels by being in my Pokeballs anyway, so I don't really see an issue with it. And I'm not so specific in this particular game of them having a certain Pokeball. Like, you only get really 3 Pokeballs. Oh, you get a few, actually. You get your standard Pokeball. Ah, it's aggressive. Oh! And that's what can happen. You can actually... Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, you can't just run into the Pokemon generally. They can actually hit you, so you have to run away. Like that one just did a random attack at me. Yeah, actually, maybe we'll catch this one as well. Because there's if I remember correctly, there's one of the quests that you get is that you've got to find a Weasel that's a certain height, and it can actually be really hard to get one that is the right size. Not impossible, just it's a bit of a pain in the ass. So I'll have to, I might just catch a few, see what I can do. And I can swim. Oh, no, I can't. Well, that's just shit. I mean, I know it's because you have to get a Pokemon that can swim later. But it's actually really dumb that you can't just swim. Like, as if my Pokemon trainer doesn't know how to swim. I don't really want that Pokemon. And what this game also did really well, so other than the fact that you can catch Pokemon just by throwing Pokeballs at it, the other really cool thing that they introduced was your what's it called? What am I trying to think of? Shiny Pokemon. So when a Pokemon is shiny in the overworld, you actually get a sound that plays really loud, and you also can see if you're looking in the right direction, you can actually see a spark in the air for that Pokemon. So I thought that was a really nice touch because in the what is it in Pokemon Sword and Shield, there are Pokemon in the overworld, but it's like a mixture of overworld and grass battles. And the other problem with it is there's no. He's aggressive now. You don't know they're shiny until you go into a battle with them, like an actual full battle. Which is stupid, because even in the overworld, you can't actually tell that they're shiny or not. And so, yeah, you have to just, like, go into battles to find out. And I just think that's dumb. Like, because, like, I'm just going to Google that. I don't think you can. Pokemon Sword do overworld. Pokemon, can they be shiny? Yeah, you can't see their shininess until you're in a battle with them. Which is so dumb, because like you should be able to see its color change. But yeah, so this game was really good for that. And Scarlet and Violet, you can see the Pokemon shiny in the overworld, but you don't know it's a shiny until like you have to know what it looks like as a shiny to know if it's a shiny. So unlike, because like certain Pokemon, which is quite a few, you bastard. There's certain Pokemon that you won't know they're shiny until you see a spark, like a bing shiny. And that again will happen in battle, but like you have to get into battle with it to know. Because certain Pokemon, it's not that obvious. Like a Shinx, this is different. This Pokemon here that I'm fighting with, not against. That's different because it goes like from blue to full yellow. Like it's a golden color Pokemon. So you kind of know that it's not its normal color. But there are some where the color is so minorly distinct that it's like, oh, is that actually a shiny? So yeah, you don't actually know in some cases. Cool. And this was really cool because they can learn like their move set is kind of a bit easier to manage. They still can only do 4 at a time, but it just looks a bit more aesthetically pleasing having like, yeah, having their full move set displayed like that. Oh, and that's an example of I think an alpha Pokemon because it's basically the alpha Pokemon are it's alpha, not omega. It's one of the alphabets of the Greek alphabets, but not the one I was thinking. But basically, the alpha Pokemon are just basically higher power versions of the originals, and they have these like glowing red eyes, which can get really creepy, especially when you in a nighttime cycle, because there is day and night in certain spots. You can get like a day-night cycle, and you just see these like glowing eyes. It's so creepy. And if you get behind them and surprise them, oops, I just screwed that up. That was a screw up, but that's all right. And if you're too high powered for them, they can actually run away, which is a bit of a shit. Like, oh, actually, I just overpowered him without killing him, but... But see, now, one of the things was to kill it by electric move. So, like... It was actually not a bad thing that I knocked it out, because I've now just completed one of its things. Is this a battle? Yeah, there's not a lot of Pokemon battles, because this is the thing, because as I mentioned before, for anyone that's watching this back, because this world is still coming to grips with the fact that we can train Pokemon and have them battle, not a lot of people have Pokemon at their disposal. And this game was really cool because it introduced this concept where each move can be given two different styles. So there's an agile style, which means that you... I can't remember what the agile style was. I think agile is that you always hit, but you... Or you're faster, but it's not necessarily as powerful. Whereas one of them is it's more powerful, but it might be a bit on the slower side. But certain Pokemon's stat collection Pokedex thing is that you've got to use a certain move in agile or strong style. So you kind of have to do that a few times. And this person's going to tell me what? I'm probably not going to be allowed to go there, am I? Yeah, I have to get a rank up. That's okay. We can go around the bends. I really just want to evolve my Wurmple. He's so close to evolving. He's one level off. Because for those that may be not familiar with the Pokemon Wurmple, which is this worm that I've got in my active screen at the moment, he is a Pokemon that, or it is a Pokemon that has two different pathways for evolution. Kind of similar to a Digimon situation. But the major difference is that I can't remember what determines it in this game, in this setup. There's a certain, it's not gender. It used to be really believed that it was a gender thing, but I actually think it's just something specific to the coding of that particular Pokemon, like the one that you end up capturing. But there's something that basically makes it whether or not it's going to go one way or the other. Or maybe it's their ability or their, not their ability, it's their, like their personality trait or whatever. I could be wrong. I just can't remember. But whatever it is that drives it apart, it can either become one of two Cocoon Pokemon. One is called Silcoon and one's called Cascoon. And one becomes a Beautifly and one becomes a moth called Dustox. So it's kind of really cool that they've got like the differentiation between like one being a moth and one being a butterfly. Because they're both like Cocoon-esque Pokemon. Now, that Pokemon doesn't get aggressive straight away, so I can kind of throw a few Pokeballs at it and just hope for the best. But then, if you catch a different Pokemon, one of the other ones might run away because it feels threatened. Yeah, and now I've just made it more aggressive. I'm going to kill it, because I want to see what happens if I use a fire attack against it. Oh, it ran. It was too scared. Now, I see a Pichu, and I wouldn't mind a Pichu in the deck. I don't normally love to gravitate towards the Pikachu family, but I think in the interest of A, collecting it, but B, be cool. Oh. It would be cool. Yeah, bastard, the wrong one. I think it would be cool to, I think it would actually be really cool to have that in the party at some point. But I did just lose that one, so that's not nice. Oh, it is there. Oh, it's going to attack me. How rude. That was an Electro Ball. How rude. Yeah, you get certain amount. I can't remember how many hits you're allowed to receive, but your Pokemon could get knocked out if you're not careful. Like, you could get knocked out, sorry. Oh, Jesus, that was too strong. Ponyta, or Barbecue, as I'm calling you. Oh, here we go. And this was the fun thing, is that your Pokemon doesn't automatically evolve. It just tells you it can evolve, and then it's up to you to set the evolution off, which I actually really like. I kind of wish that was the case in the main games. As much as it can kind of be fun at the end of a battle that it just automatically evolves if it's supposed to, but like, I don't know, there's something kind of cool with you kind of checking with the Pokemon when they want to evolve. Alright, so we have a Silcoon, so that's going to become a Beautifly by the end of it. And it just got the idea for a new move. Iron Defense, that's cool. So it becomes quite a defensive Pokemon at that point. I really need to go and like heal. That would be kind of nice right now. Oh, there's an Alpha Pokemon. Alpha Snorlax. He's a big mofo. And definitely not a Pokemon I can catch right now. Like, I'd have to really well and truly, like, keep away from him. But you can see the red glowing eyes at least. So that tells you he's an Alpha. Alpha by name, Alpha by personality. So yeah, it's pretty fun. And like I said, it's got great graphics for what it is. Like, because it is set as like an olden day time frame, like, I feel like it lends itself very well to this style of animation. Because it does very much give the idea that it's like been like hand drawn. Even though it's probably not been. The only thing that's shit about here is my yeah, no. I don't know what I was going to say to that, to be honest. Cool. Caught 6 out of 6, so that's now the maximum I needed to catch. But I need to catch one without being spotted, so I want to try and sneak up on another one. Because Wurmple is one of the ones that's easiest to, what's it called? Is one of the easiest ones to complete the stats for. So what I've done now is I've just tried to lure it with a berry. A berry that normally would give you health properties. And if you can get it quick enough, when it reaches the point of where the berry should be, yeah, should be able to surprise it. That's going to run away. I knew it. I still haven't been spotted though, but it's not the fantasy I was going for. And they tend to run away if you if it starts to move away and you haven't caught it, it can disappear into the grass. And then it's goodbye Pokemon. That'll catch. Cool. So now we've caught 7 of 12, but we've caught 6 without being spotted. So that should clear up quite a few of the points. What is that? Oh, that's right. You can collect wood. There's this concept in this game where you can craft items. Like Pokeballs and that stuff. They make you work for it. I mean, you can buy them just outright, but like, it is obviously cheaper if you've got the mats to make it instead. And as your game progresses, you get access to more Pokeballs, so you'll get like the effectiveness of like a... Ah, shit. Yeah, you get like the effectiveness of different Pokeballs and different strengths, and one of them is like a heavy ball that you can throw towards like bigger Pokemon, and one of them is like a flying ball that's like zooms through the air. So you get a few different options. Oh, excuse me. I was all gung-ho about starting a stream, but I feel like it's going to be bedtime for me soon enough. Depending on if we get any interest from people joining in. Which, if you're watching this later, chances are there probably won't be anybody joining because it is Australian time, it's 1:29, so I don't see any Aussies joining. And the Americans, it's their daytime, but it's Friday, so like there is a high chance that they're all like working and doing Friday things, but that's okay. Can't win them all. Plus, we had a really good stream with Eva and Hallie earlier in the piece. That was really good fun. We all got to experience playing Fortnite as a trio. And I think we both surprised Eva with our murderous prowess. Now, I'm very much just going anywhere at this point of this map. But it is very clear to me, at least, the performance increase in Switch 2 doesn't really change much for the sake of adding more Pokemon. Because Scarlet and Violet, with that extra bit of performance, you get so many more Pokemon per zone. It's pretty intense how much it improves that stuff. There are some times when I'm playing it and it's actually very overwhelming how many Pokemon have spawned. Alright, that's a new medal. Iron Chunk. Yeah, so this game's kind of got like a... almost feels like a Harvest Moon respectiveness to it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Vivid Choke. Yeah, this game's almost got like a Harvest Moon vibe to it in the fact that you're collecting a lot of items as well. It can help revive a Pokemon with an item you make. So basically you can make revives with it. And that tree has got, I'm assuming a Pokemon in it because it's shaking violently. But I can't get up there yet. I need to have my flying Pokemon. They added this mechanic in this game where instead of teaching your Pokemon like fly or surf or anything like that, which is now a very outdated concept in a lot of the games, the new games, you are partnered up with Pokemon. You get like a whistle for each of the different Pokemon. It's kind of borrowing on a mechanic. Oh, that's an Alpha Luxio. Yeah, they're kind of building on a mechanic that they started in Sun and Moon where you get like access to riding Pokemon, and those riding Pokemon have different abilities. So like one's a surfing one, one's a flying one, etc. And they made it so it was like they make it so it's almost like you can't do it without them, which is the case because you can't really do much without them. So you get like a Braviary, or whatever they have you say the name, Braviary. You get one of those. For flight, you get a Basculegion for a swimming Pokemon. This area becomes important later for story mode. I can't remember what level they are, the Beautifly. So that's what my Silcoon's going to look like once we get there. But we've got to get to there first. And we've got to catch it unannounced. Nah. I mean, I'll battle it. I don't mind battling you. As long as you don't kill me. Whoa, level 19. I think we might be a bit mismatched for this one. Doesn't mean we can't catch it, though. Just means we might not live. Which, it's a risk I'm willing to potentially take. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know what our chances are going to be here. Let's try a Thunder Shock. Let's see. It should have a flying type in it. Yeah. Cool. You can't stun me. God, my last Pokeball. Yeah, because at least then if we can't catch it, we can kill it. And then it just means I have a level 10, 20 Pokemon practically that I can't even use. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to happen. Oh, it's getting enraged now. Oh, that's painful. Yeah, it can't. Even if I could catch it, I couldn't actually use it because it's really up to level 10. I think my Pokemon can be until I get a new level up. But the level ups are easy. It's just by doing missions and stuff, so you actually level up pretty quickly. Ooh, Silcoon can now evolve. There you go. So that's just the example of ooh, 2 of my Pokemon could evolve. Oh, and I forgot to update my pictures. That doesn't really help. Yay, Burby, you're evolving to your evolution, which is... That just sounded weird. You're evolving to your next form, which is a Staravia. Yeah. And Wormpool, since I forgot to do it to you earlier, you are going to a Beautifly. I love the music too. Music is cool. And now I'm going to rename it because now it's actually a Pokemon that I would want to rename. I just didn't want to give it a name until I knew which one it was going to be. Change name. What am I going to call it? Let's call it Nectar. I guess a butterfly would like nectar. Sounds like a nice name for him. We don't know what the other one's going to end up being, so we might just leave that one for now. But now, I'm not going to try and catch or kill the other one, because I don't really want to end up dead. I'd like to get out of here in one piece. But I am just going to do that. Just get the last items that I can. Because any items I can get, the better. And at night time, it would be a Dustox around here, I dare say. And what's really cool is you can have the Pokemon follow you if you want. Which I might do in a minute. I just want to kind of get this last item. What was good but also annoying for me is this game... Yeah, we can fight it. This game didn't include the full Pokedex, which I kind of am annoyed about, but I also get that that would require a lot of animating. But, yeah, I just didn't like that you couldn't get them all. I think it gives you the entire Sinnoh Pokedex, which is the Gen 4 one, if memory serves. I don't think there's any that they skip because it is the former Sinnoh region, Hisui. But they gave you, like, Pokemon from other regions as well, which is fine, and that's cool. But, like, it wasn't a massive list, other than the ones from Kanto that they took on. But they could so have, like... I mean, again, I say it, but, like... Obviously not. But I just think it would have been so much nicer if there was a chance to get them all. But then I also get that that makes it hard, because then how do you spread them out? Because there's, like... By the time this game released, we're up to Sword and Shield. So Gen 8. No, Gen 9? No, Gen 8. Yeah, Gen 8. So Generation 8 had been released. So I guess at that point, there was no clear... There's probably just too much for them to animate, really. Because that was, like, still 800 or so Pokemon, if memory serves. Like, we've now broken over 1,000 in the Scarlet and Violet stage. So it was at least 800 or 900 Pokemon or so, give or take. So I kind of understand why they don't do it, but it just means that, like, there's always going to be somebody who loses out. Because, like, some of my favorite Pokemon aren't included in this game. And it kills me because I would so love to just have all my favorites in a team. But then, I guess the argument there is that you can diversify and learn how to play with different Pokemon. So there is that, I guess. But anyway. So this is really cool. Once you get through this first mission that I'm about to do, you can set day or night cycle. So you can say I want to sleep until the daytime or I want to sleep till night. And it legitimately oh, I can make 53 Pokeballs. Pretty handy. Didn't have to spend a cent. But yeah, so they give you like this cool day-night cycle concept because there are certain Pokemon that won't spawn until the nighttime or vice versa. But I just realized I haven't finished all the missions that this guy wants to give me. What is also really cool is they've taken the general likeness of the what's it called, the starting trainers from Sinnoh. So like the male starter Lucas in Sinnoh, if you stuck with the trademark name, he wears a cap like that and kind of looks very similar to that. And the girl that I'm playing, she takes up the very similar Dawn expression, like the character Dawn, except she has darker hair. So I've gone with blonde. But yeah, it's very much just a bit of a shame that you can't have the full Pokedex. Just going back to that idea. Because I don't even think I can get Poliwhirl. Is that a Pokemon that I can get in this game? I'm not going to bother looking just now. Can't be bothered. But what I find interesting is, like, I could get Togepi in this game and its evolutions, but then in the newest games you can't get a Togepi. So it's like they almost decided, oh, well, look, out of the 3 or so major Switch games that we've got at the moment, so Sword and Shield being one of them, Pokemon Legends Arceus being the next, and then the third one being the Scarlet and Violet games. I guess they probably decided, look, out of the 3 games, here's the cross-section over the board. Certain ones will appear in one or multiple. But they're probably of the opinion, like, if you play them all, and you buy all of our games, because, you know, capitalism, will allow you to have a copy of every Pokemon by the end of it. Like, as in, if you play it faithfully through, and you get to the end, and you get all the Pokemon in the Pokedex, you will eventually end up in a situation where you have every Pokemon in the Pokedex. And I know that here or there agree with that. Like, I guess it would be a bit shit, like, easy. Like, it would be shit easy if you could just get them all in every game. But I don't do it for the reason of commercialism or capitalism. I do it more from the idea of, making you work a little bit for it. Because if it was too easy, what's the point? Oh, I can make potions now. Here we go. Alright, now I think I can go back to the professor. Because I don't think I'm going to get an Eevee here, as much as I would like one. This is the area where you can get them, but I don't think I'm going to get it until I do a reset of the area. Because the Mofo... the Mofo Pokemon that's normally here, which is a remember the Pokemon's name. Its evolution's by barrel. That's all I remember now. And I don't think it's one that I've got in my Pokemon party yet. I mean, I've got one. I just don't put it in my party because I don't like it. But either way, it's a normal type Pokemon. But yeah, it's the Chipmunk one. I just can't remember its name. Oh, goodness me. Gonna sleep well tonight. Being almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I'll let the stream get to the full hour and then I'll probably jump out. Unless somebody randomly pops in beforehand. So yes, you get money and stuff from finishing all these things. So it tells you like a report on everything you've caught. And then it goes through all the different like achievements. And then you get your money. And then depending on the XP that you get from it, you can then potentially skill up to the next rank. So, Cyndaquil, we have done 9 research levels. We've done... Whereas, when you get a Pokemon that you've done 10 different research items, so... I think it's just the count of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... No. 1, 2... 3, 4, 5, 6... Oh, hang on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... I don't understand why that doesn't count. Ah, right. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what happens is if it's got the double chevrons or the double arrows pointing up, every time you complete one, it counts as 2. So that's why it's giving me a total of 9, because the first one's actually worth 2. The next one's worth 4, so that's 6. And then you get 3 individual ones, so that's 9. Okay, that makes sense. And there, I've done 5 of them. And certain ones will be tied into a story quest, which I haven't gotten to yet. So the last one being the Bidoof. That's the name of the Pokemon I didn't want to say or couldn't figure out. Yeah, it's a method unknown at the moment because I haven't done the quest. So, but yeah, you can see certain ones I've completed. So it's one thing to complete it at that level, but I think to do all of them is a special completion, which I haven't done yet. I don't think I've ever done that in any of my playthroughs. So yeah, pretty interesting. And here we go. This is where they determine if I get a rank up or not. And I easily do. So then I'll be able to go to that other area soon. But I have to report it to my captain, the woman who's allowing me to work as part of the survey group. Because until she approves it, it's not actually concrete. But that's okay. And then, yeah, this is the town. It's very modest. Eventually, you get so many Pokemon that you kind of need to go to the farm to check them out. Oh, excuse me. So they automatically go to the pasture, but I am gonna just have a quick look at these guys. Because what I want to be able to see, their heights, 2.6. I think one of those counts as really tall. Oops, where's the 2.6 one? Alright, that's the 2.6 one. So if we swap that out for now, just with Nectar. 2.3, 2.5, 2.3. Alright, so one of these Pokemon is, one of those humans as part of the entrance is going to ask me to catch quite a large Weasel, which is that Pokemon I was just looking at. And I feel like it was 2.6, 2 meters, no, not 2 meters. What is it? What's the size record? Nope. Check summary. 2 feet, 6 inches. Yeah. Oh, it is 2 feet. Okay. He's just like, you can't find one bigger than me. So I get the mission. Oh, I could have just kept it from the... Oh, 2.8. That's just BS. I didn't realize I could leave them in the pastures, though. I forgot about that. And then there's one guy that's near the Survey Corps, which is cause where I need to go next. He wanted a Wurmple because he had a belief he could evolve it into a Beautifly. But when I give it to him, regardless of which one I ever give him, it evolves into a Dustox. But what's really cool is when you give somebody a Pokemon, like they get one from you, they hold on to them and like they keep them nearby. So you actually get to see the Pokemon you donated. So it gets into the nicknaming, gives it a cool name based on its being a Beautifly. And you get to choose it. And then, yeah, it becomes a Dustox. And he's like, it's not what I expected, but I think even at one point you can even fool him into believing it actually is a Beautifly. Because, you know, they're still learning about which Pokemon are which. But I could be wrong. But I do feel like you control him if you really want to. And this is Silen. She's the woman in charge. She's a bit stern, but other than that, she's pretty cool. And each time you get a rank, there's like certain unlocks and stuff. Like I think now it'll be level 20 Pokemon that I can, or 15. And I can use now heavy balls. There we go, Pokemon 20 or higher. And I'll get better rewards for each of the requests that I complete. Oh, so I can craft the heavy balls right away. So yeah, heavy balls, they don't travel a decent distance. Like they travel shorter than a normal Pokeball. But they're designed for those bigger, hefty Pokemon that might not be caught very easily in a standard Pokeball. Oh, God. Alright. I think after I save this, I'm going to turn it off and we're going to leave it at that. And it'll just be what people see and watch on the watch back. I do need to spend some time either this weekend or the coming week going through and clipping a few things because there's been a lot of progress in my games and stuff. But anyway. So my team are now just chilling out because the professor is officially like giving us instructions and stuff. Oh, that's right, the Diamond Clan. There's two different clans, a Diamond Clan and a Pearl Clan, if memory serves, because Diamond and Pearl. But there's a bit of rivalry between them, and the two main leads, so one's from the Diamond, one's from the Pearl, and you end up working with them separately, but then, because there's a giant rift in the sky, which you can see there, or you could see there, it's kind of in your best interest to kind of get them all working together, even though it's very much against the grain for them. So now he wants to just like go off and do another mission. But I'm going to save and get the heck out of here. Oh, actually, I probably should do a mystery gift just to make sure I haven't missed anything. there's probably nothing to get unless it's like a stock standard option, but because the game's been out for such a long time that I don't think there'd be many gifts, if there's any at all. Yeah, no gifts. There was at one point, but I probably missed the cutoff considering considering how long ago it was released. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, I'm going to leave it at that because, like I said, I'm fading a little bit in terms of my energy levels, and I would rather have more in the tank tomorrow because we're going to do a big DBD stream tomorrow. In fact, I better start installing that so I don't forget. Anyone watching, feel free to follow along if you're not already. Feel free to reach out. You can follow me on all of the socials that I have attached. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and